Okay, it's gonna be real quick because there's 198 slides and I will go real fast. That's usual, what we get. Thank you for everybody. Let me start the slideshow. Thank you for turning the lights out. So this year, these are the people who answered my call. I sent out emails to the people that have sent me photos in the past. We did have a couple new people. Matthew Berrones. Matthew, are you here? He might be at home, but that's a name that I didn't recognize that submitted photos. And but pretty much, huh?
He's a new member this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and so, but his photographs definitely don't reflect that. He was very, sent me some very nice local photos and from all around Texas. So this is, but it's going to get going here. Here we go. First up will be Amanda. She traveled to Amsterdam, to Belgium, to Colorado, Cozumel, England, and Florida. Used her miles. She drove to 4 of those locations. And, right? Well, do you have anything special you want to say on these? It's common chaffinch. A European herringbone. The great crested grebe. Were any of these birds wearing wood shoes? He might have been. He's tall enough to wear them. The gray heron. And the song thrush. And then she went up to Belgium very quickly and saw a mallard. Yay! Oh, and there's also a mute swan there. Any background on these you want to add?
No, this was all I got in Belgium because our best birding day, I didn't take my camera with me.
Oh.
We were on the bike.
So then she traveled over to Colorado. Were you with Amy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so because some of the photos look
Very
identical.
similar. We might have been together.
I added some things just to make the bird look stand out a little bit more, Amanda, if you don't mind. Just to show the difference of the mountain chickadee. A Nashville warbler.
Yeah, I got
Northern flicker. Columbia's Vera. Red-naped sapsucker. How far east do those come? Anybody? Are they strictly Rocky Mountain area?
Yeah, mainly Rocky Mountain. They also show
I
up.
think I got him at Big Bend.
I've seen it in Crockett County, which is just east of.
Oh, okay.
They were rare, but I was surprised when I did.
He's the number 2 birder in Crockett County.
Sage Thrasher. And in case you're wondering, Amy's bird was looking the other way.
She's on the other side of it.
Now, this one was kind of hard to,
Yeah, it was really dark.
yeah, it was interesting, but I
I didn't know there was a black cat bird.
Yeah. So my little photo on the left was I just took your photo and added some light to it. Hope you don't mind. Cozumel area. How far off, this is an island, right?
Yeah.
How far offshore about? How
Not,
long?
no, not far.
Oh, okay. Ruddy brown dove. Lesser yellow-headed vulture. Is there a greater?
It's not there.
White-crowned pigeon. A white-fronted parrot. I like the, on this, the facial patterns. And I should say thank you to everybody because my lifers are now up to 591 after this show. Yellow warbler. And then back to England. The barnacle goose. European goldfinch. Great white pelican. Yeah, jackdaw. Magpie. European robin. That's large, huh?
Yes. Spread that.
Now, are these aren't, yeah, out of park because these aren't native.
They're not native, but they have taken.
Or,
Yeah.
Not native there either.
My aunt gets them, they're back.
to quote Monty Python, there any coconuts on the ground too? Did they drop them on the flight over? My age. That's the funniest part of that movie.
It is the funniest part, I agree.
Tufted duck. Then back to Florida. You probably had to show your credentials there that you were American. Cooper sock. Florida scrub jay. Was that in the middle of the state?
Yes, we were near.
Yeah, drove around that big lake in the middle and finally found a whole flock of them. Aussie itis. Nice photo, tricolored heron. Wilson snipe. What month were you there? In
January.
okay.
You guys were freezing here.
Well, they had some cold weather there this year. Wood storks. Thanks. Matthew pretty much traveled around the state of Texas. And some nice photos of Common Gallinville down at South Padre Island. A green heron. Little blue heron. If anybody ever has any questions, please ask them, stop me. Yeah, that's immature. Colored heron. Now, yeah, I was gonna send back to him that might be a juvie turkey because don't juvie turkeys, vultures, they have a black end, right?
They do.
But it's then I saw the legs.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm looking at the table too.
Mhm. Great blue heron over at the Trinity River Audubon Center. Great egret up at the Nature Center. Northern mockingbird, he was probably with Tom on a Sunday walk. Snowy egret. And a white ibis. Then he went down south of black-crested titmouse. The curved-billed thrasher, I love their eyes. There's that orange-crowned warbler that was down in Cozumel. And he went over to Glen Rose and got a nice photo of the Carolina wren. And the golden cheek warbler at the Dinosaur Valley State Park. And in case there's anybody that would like to come help me, I'm going to be at the Dinosaur Valley State Park for their spring festival next Saturday, a week from this Saturday. They usually get somewhere around 300 people to come to it, but I can hand out brochures for 4 hours, no problem. But if you want to come down, it's a beautiful park. And it's free, I think, on the day that they have this open house. It's a week from Saturday. A tufted and black-crested titmouse cross hybrid. Thanks, Matthew. Karen and Michael Strzelecki sent me some nice photos again this year. I love the white-eyed Vero. It's, I think out of 20 years of my taking photos and looking for this bird, I've only got 8 myself. There, you can see the white of the eye. Ladderback woodpecker out at Lake Mineral Wells. The orange crown warbler, he gets around. And the American pipit. And his cedar waxwings were taking a bath and were really nice photos. If you've not been to Lake Mineral Well State Park, the road goes down and you're actually right below the dam at height eyeball level, looking right out at the top level of the lake. And so you get really good views of the water from that angle. And if you do go out to Lake Mineral Wells, you got to drive across the road and go to Clark's Garden. Fantastic place. Her email, I think, said they were down there looking for the golden cheek warbler, but they settled for the painted bunny.
Oh.
Chiggers too.
What?
And the chiggers too.
Oh, there are chiggers there?
Wow, that's a part.
Yeah. Painted bunny female. And the indigo bunny. So I can move my. Oh, I can't get rid of it. That's the smallest I can do.
Okay. But you need it, that's good.
Yeah. And a white-faced ibis. And this is a really, really, really good photo of a female. A northern shoveler, not shoveling. Usually they're getting their face right down in the water. Yes, wood duck. American Kesher. Yeah. Savannah sparrow. For as common as this bird is, I've not seen too many, or else I just call them something else. Down at Bicentennial Park, I was gonna ask, I guess I'm gonna have to look up and see where that is in Pantego. That's
Beautiful park.
Pantego.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's on Smithberry Road, just Pantego's only 1 square mile, and it's just kind of in the middle.
right, okay. Well, we had a member many years ago, Glenda Kilstrip, and she lived in Pantego, or worked in Pantego. We used to have our board meetings at the summer camp that she managed, was a secretary for. Camp Thurman, yeah.
The park is right next to Camp Thurman.
Oh, okay, so, yeah, I've almost been there then. Pine warbler. Yeah, I had to look up where this park is. It's Eustis
Where is Eustis?
in Texas.
It's about
That's why you used to
about
us.
an hour and a half.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I had all the state parks that they sent me. I had them bundled together, but this one. Oh, that's why I wanted to have it last. Nice show you, Michael. Now, the reason I lump at these 4 together is, I got just a couple of photos from each, so I thought, well, I'll just put them together as one. Tom is getting better and better at phone videos and pictures. If you've seen his pictures from 10 years ago, you'll know what I mean. Usually, I mean, I've had him send me, not to pick on you, Tom, but I'm not, he's at a hockey game tonight. But he sent me a picture of a great blue heron one year that was about the size in the picture of that right there. I said, oh, look what I got, great blue heron. Black-necked still down in Austin. And the burrowing owl. And then an eastern meadowlark. Actually, I think the one on the right is the western, but the way they're looking down at his Victoria, he goes down there to visit with his friend. And then he went up to Boston to take a picture of the herring doll. I loved the seagull when I was in the Navy. At Newport, Rhode Island, we were watching 4 of these walk down the street on a sidewalk, got to the next street, and they stopped and looked both ways and walked across. I mean, they're really, really intelligent. Law abiding. And then a willet. Not exactly sure how it got cropped.
It's a little apart.
But you don't always get to see the whole bird. So
Yes.
it's good.
Yeah, oh, and that's a nice close-up. But this is nothing. Wait until you see the next group of photos after this group. Yes. Now, this is a video a friend of mine took for me. Not a sad video. I especially like how the mallard actually swam back towards the hawk. Yeah, you come after me. Now that all you hear in the background, he stopped his video just as he stopped it. The mate of the other that flies right over his head to go help.
Wow. Just when you thought they were pesky, now they're sweet.
Yes.
Right.
My only guess is they probably, the geese were just merely trying to protect what they thought was maybe one of their babies. Just,
Oh.
it wasn't, because I've seen them do it in Medford at the Medford Boys Ranch. Don't protect anything that whenever a hawk's on down on the ground, they go right after them. So Debbie sent me some photos from Galveston, but she didn't like the sand in January. So she went up north, but not before she stopped at Brazos Bend and got pictures of the limpkin and eating the snail. And right after you took this photo, the geese came in to save the snail, right?
In the back left, how much bigger he is than the goldfinches and the pine siskins. He probably looks a lot like your house finch
I'm talking to my
that you have in California.
niece's son, who's 5, who got into birding by coming to visit.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I took this video.
I was trying to figure out why you started the video after you said what the bird is.
We're gonna have a snowstorm tomorrow. So the birds have to get all their food to stay warm.
But the day that they were there, we had a mixed flock of 200. That was just a small portion of the birds. So. Yeah, there's a lot of birds here.
So there's a bunch of goldfinches. And if you look closely at the bellies, you can see that some of them are streaked. And those are the pine siskins. Oh, look at the red-breasted nuthatch is coming in and checking it out too.
And for the folks at home, if you didn't hear, Debbie said that she was talking to her nephew, grandson,
My niece's son, who's
your
5.
niece's son, who's 5 years old, out in California, on the phone while she videotaped this for him. Now, these are strange photos. Joy would travel to these states and take one photo. Was at Angel Fire, New Mexico, or Gadwall, and a baby. And then to North Carolina for a dick sizzle.
That was just Acton, Texas.
What's that?
That's just Acton.
Oh, it's Acton, Texas? Oh, I thought it was Acton, North Carolina. And then back home, flake colored sparrows in Denver. Thanks, guys. And Jan is not here, and I don't know if he's online. Don't see him. Jan is lives down and has gone on a number of trips with Tom down on the boardwalk, and he sent me about 70 photos. So I did fine tune them down. I hope you enjoy it. And he labeled each one of his emails by what it was. The first email was birds flying. Over his house in various places in the Fort Worth area. And then he had birds taking off. And more birds taking off. I said, no, I don't think they like you. And birds in the air. At least sandpipers down on the Trinity River Walk. A song sparrow and a yellow-bellied sapsucker. And then back to his backyard, bath time. Yeah. Well, you can kind of see, you can kind of see this, you know, the brown right there. So I guess that's why, you know, I went with black Carolina Wren. And then he went to couples on his third email, oh, fourth email. I had a whole bunch of emails, 9 of them. Just hanging out under the Brian Irving Bridge, the cliff swallow, looking at the nest. Yeah. Yeah, just hanging from his nest. Yeah. And then his fifth email was groups. Snowy egret. And basically, I just put the two in here, you know, but there was, you know, 2 or 3 more photos of the mergansers fighting. And if he would have waited, those turtles would have got him. Oops. Lunch. Then he went to Hagerman for the field trip we had in January with Tom. I actually recognize that tree from my trips up there. And the Ross's goose. Thanks, Sean. Amy from Colorado and Texas. There's the mountain bluebird after Amanda chased it over there. Black-headed grosbeak. Green-tailed towhee. This is in some new state called Colorado. My typing. Loggerhead shrike. You put this in here just so you'd hear me say McGilvery. Warbler and Nashville warbler. And there's the northern flicker. Spotted towhee there. I know they're over there, but I think they're rarer in Colorado than they are. Oh, wait, no, spotted is the western, yeah. Yeah, the eastern towhee is the one that would be very rare. And a red crossbill. Sage thrasher. And the stellar jay. Actually, I was going to try to flip this picture backwards to make it look different. Yeah. A western flycatcher and a yellow-headed blackbird. Picking flowers. American avocet. I've had very bad luck getting pictures of yellow throats. Yeah. Yellow warbler. And a bufflehead and village creek drying beds. American widgeon. He's been sitting there a long time. The pine warbler. No, he didn't do all that, did he? Wow. Leaf swan. An osprey over at Cedar Hill with his fish. Nice photo. A wood duck. And Mike, you want to narrate or? I mean, Mike Jones went to Mexico. Just don't get too far in front of the speaker right this way.
Yeah, this was December 8th and 17th. This is the route that we took. We started out in Oaxaca over there at the beginning on the left, and then we went north through the mountains, got up to about 10,000 feet. You needed a coat in Mexico. believe it. Ooh. And so then we popped out almost up to Veracruz and then came back down. And that little hot spot over to the far right, that whole trip was for one bird, the novice wren. And we got it. And then we came back down to the coast and came across there and got a lot of these birds. That I was looking at the Cozumel sparrow and or vireo, sorry, Cozumel vireo. The whole range of some of these birds is the size of Cozumel or less. And then we came down the coast, back up, and completed the trip and flew home. So yeah, next. I wanted to put the range on all these. The red-headed tanager was just staggering how bright that head was, and the green, the olive green. And we got that kind of our first day out, and blue mockingbird. And then the bridal sparrow, that's a beauty, kind of like a five-stripe. And crescent chested has that little orange, a buff, dark orange under the bill there. Very, very distinctive. Okay. Gray silky flycatcher. This bird looks like somebody polished it. It is so smooth, like a cedar waxwing. Absolutely beautiful plumage. The Oaxaca sparrow is, that's a hard one to get. It's very skulky. It likes to hang back in the trees. So getting one without any twigs in the way is hard. I've managed to get rid of all but one. And it's marked as rare even in the area. So in Mexico, so I was happy to get that one. Oscillated thrasher. Oh boy, what a gorgeous bird. All up and down kind of the Gulf slope side of the high mountains. Rufous cap warblers, pretty much all over Mexico. I put a circle where we saw it. And yeah, beautiful bird, that red warbler is this thing is almost makes a cardinal look dull. It is so red. It is just a treat for your retinas. And that little white patch, those are two different places I got it. High up, this is up around 8,500 feet.
Is that the male only, or?
If I remember, they're the same. Yeah. But yeah, if you see one bird in Mexico, try for the red warbler. Wow. Okay, this one though, we looked up in the tree and we're getting stared down by this monster. I mean, this is what a ground squirrel sees. And this bird was like 30 inches high, all the way to the top of the feather. It was gigantic. And I have my 400 millimeter lens for this one. I couldn't have used anything longer. It wouldn't have fit. So yeah, they're scattered all up and down from Yucatan up the Gulf Coast. So yes, ornate hawk eagle is, that may be about my favorite bird I got on the trip. That is a big bird. There's the Sumatrast wren. Look at those little tiny ranges. Down in kind of both these, the novice, look at the range on the novice. I mean, that's it. What you're looking at is a limestone outcropping, and it likes that. That's the only place you can find them. It's about they're not even in that whole range, about 5 miles. I got so lucky and happy that I got both of them. But little tiny ranges, they're not abundant even in the range. So I was happy to get that. Cinnamon tail was down on the coast. That was a pretty sparrow. White Lord gnatcatcher, kind of along the same place there on the coast, kind of where the Mexico narrows down before you go out onto Yucatan. And we were right there along that. There's a harsh desert. And it's crazy that you drive 5 miles and you're at the coast. So I guess that's like Chile. I've never been, but, yeah, all of these were dryland desert birds. Okay. These were wonderful. You can see the range. I've got all the bunnings now, except for the berry. I still haven't got good photos of the berry bunny, but I've got all the rest of them with these two. But yeah, the orange breasted, here you got nothing but dry, brown, leafless trees. I mean, it's hot as 100 and probably 100 degrees. And this thing flies up in front of me. Wow. And then the rose-bellied bunny, look at that range. It looks like it's not much bigger than Cozumel. And you drive 1 mile outside that range, you don't see them, but they're there. It's a beautiful bird. There were so many hummingbirds. I wanted to keep the pitch short. The bumblebee is, I think it's about 1.5 inches, about like that. Yeah, there's just nothing to it. Yeah, and turquoise crown, when that blue hit you, the sun was just right. It was just like he had an LED inside him. And the cinnamon was just as cinnamon as the cinnamon sparrow, just gorgeous buff colors. Okay. Spot-breasted oriole, we got that one. It's hard to find, but our guides knew where it was. White-throated magpie jay. They were far off. I kept hoping for better pictures, but hey, sometimes you take what you get. And that tail is probably 1.5 feet long. It's a long tail. It's a jay, so it's already a big bird, but the tail is longer than the body. Blue bunting, I've never seen the ones that show up down at Brownsville, but they're abundant once you get in the right place. Red-breasted chat, seen yellow-breasted chats all over the place. Never saw red-breasted before. And they were, again, coastal environment in kind of riparian environment away from the beach. Okay. Lesser ground cuckoo, if this isn't an Egyptian bird, I don't know. That eye is just incredible. And we waited over an hour. We saw the eye and everybody froze. Don't talk, don't talk. And then maybe 15 minutes later, his head was up about 1 inch. Said, okay, we're in this for a long haul. We're going to get him. And he finally crawled out it had to be a half hour after we first saw him. He finally came up out of the stick pile. And russet crown motmot, in contrast, was easy. He didn't care if you're there or not. And so I was able to get good pictures of it. Cinnamon bellied flower piercer. Look at that little hook on the end of the bill. That's what he does with it. Beautiful little bird. Pretty little song too, very nice. Buchard's wren was as big as a cactus wren. In fact, that's kind of what it reminded me of when I first saw it. Huh?
You said it was a lot.
Yeah. And yeah, again, it's a fairly large range, but compared to some of these. Okay, what's next? Green Insulania, that is we saw that probably at about 4,000 feet in a jungle, but you're up at 4,000 feet. Same with a white-fronted parrot. We were up pretty high for those. And that's the best I could get on the white crown. Slate-throated redstarts, you see them occasionally out at portals. They were dozens, just like, oh, look, another redstart. There were so many, and the colors on them are so nice. And the gray-breasted woodpecker has that little bitty pink tinge under the eye. So yeah, I got 132 lifers, and I think we got about 350 on eBird all told, but 132 were lifers for me. And even the bird guides, I was with Felipe Guerrero and Nolan Walker. And so I had 2 guides and 1 guide, me. So I was well guided. And they got some lifers on the trip. And of course, the ornate hawk eagle, just very impressive bird. extremely small ranges. And it's good to go on this trip with Felipe or a guide that knows all the hole in the wall. Yeah, you can't, like the novice rent, I wouldn't say that, you know, that was private property. So if you are of a mind for Mexico, I'd love the Brazil trip sounded cool too. But if I knew a guy named Felipe Guerrero, yeah, if he did Brazil, but that he is good. He runs the Arizona birding guides who now have Louisiana, Colorado,
How long were
Texas.
you there?
7th, the 8th to the 17th of December.
So nice.
So, yeah, all right, that's fine.
Thank you. And Vicki, do you want the microphone? No? Bob, do you want the microphone? Well, everybody, I always put Bob and Vicki's pictures at the end. I apologize to them profusely, but they send me such very photos from all around the world, and we're all familiar with them. They've been doing this to us for 11 years and 5 months and 14 days. Oh, we're gonna start off down in the Tasmania.
Yeah, no, you're actually in Darwin.
Oh, Darwin, okay.
You're up in the very northern part.
We're in Darwin. Oop, the rainbow. Duh.
A lot of these birds are endemic to the, endemic to, I can tell you they're called a bit butcher bird because they get their prey and they hang it on the fence and then they eat it later.
Like our loggerheads.
Yeah.
Blue-faced honey eater. Black neck skirt. These are still on Darwin. She said that these are pretty common in Darwin.
Tiny, bigger than a hummingbird. Several different finches that are endemic to Darwin. One of them.
Toronto.
Kakadu National Park is owned by the Aborigines, and they're changing a lot of names of places within Kakadu to the original Aborigine name.
That's right. This is North Central Australia.
No, very north, northern tip of Australia.
No, the tip. Okay. Darwin.
100 degrees. All the time.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh, wow. Pretty.
Like this picture, because you can see more of the color on the bird.
Yeah.
Now, can you find a bird?
Oh, yeah. He was easy. He's like, hey, there.
These are the escarpment areas, and they're restoring a lot of the Aborigine art. They learned how some of the old natives knew how they made their color, how they made paintings on the walls, and so they're redoing a lot of this. so they can see the, see the apartment.
Maybe they painted the bird.
What?
So maybe they painted that bird.
But they could, that was a hard bird to find.
They bark.
Do they bark?
What?
Bark.
Do they bark?
I didn't hear them. Well, these guys, yes, they do.
How big are they?
They're sharp.
Did you use a guide here?
Yes, we were with PIB, but it was a local guy there.
A local guide?
This chart has very limited range, you can really only see Pine Creek up and Darwin.
Oh, wow.
This is the.
Unfortunately, I remember seeing these finches in shops being sold, they were being sold in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, we're now in Tasmania.
Oh, wow.
Now we're in Tasmania.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that will bother me is bugs. Pretty common for us for. Little corellas everywhere, there are hundreds of them in the trees. Long bill is like, is named the older brother, that's all.
Golden whistler.
Wow. They're great.
He's tiny.
Like the size of a wren?
I'm sorry.
Like the size of a wren?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Size of a wren, she said.
Just a little plump, but small like a rabbit.
Oh.
This is a hard to see bird, and we happen to get some really good looks at him as he was getting ready to take a bath, so it's a before and after the bath picture.
Oh, okay.
Not the parrots. It's not a great picture, but we drove miles and miles and miles to try to find this bird. It was the last bird of the trip. And there is a little baby in there somewhere.
Don't see it.
You know,
Snowy belly.
Sprinkle Arena is a coffee farm. And the top breeding spots, you know, in this part of Panama.
Oh, so we're in Panama now?
Also Panama. All the rest of the picture will be Panama or something. Some hummingbird feeds, small for hummingbird, small hummingbird.
Look how long the wings are.
That's the bird you went for, right?
That's all, folks. Hope everybody enjoyed it.
I put it on. Yeah.